My assessment though is I think the dip is a little overhyped.
Hi everybody, my name is Chef Kaden and welcome to my YouTube page. And we have this special playlist dedicated to NBA Topshot. I'm joined by my brother-in-law, Kuya F, and our friend Red. Kuya.
What's up?
Our in-house NBA expert Red Lee finally coming back. We missed you last week, man. You missed out a pretty crazy show. We met some amazing guys, but
Yes.
I'm sure we'll get those guys back. And shout out to our boy Dijo. Happy birthday! I know it's your birthday today, so. But I know it's your birthday, but you can send that Luca this way. So, today we have a special guest. I cut this out last week. I was geeking out when I found out that this guy said yes to Jeff. I've seen a lot of his posts on NBA Top Shot, and this week kinaril ko talaga. I went to his YouTube page. I watched all his content. And overall, just his evaluation and how he looks at numbers. So we're gonna go dive a little bit deeper in NBA Top Shot today. But yeah, so let's all welcome Miggy.
Yay!
What's
Hi,
up, Miggy?
Miggy.
AKA Sleep Master,
Hey, guys.
because
Thanks for
this guy has
having
a
me.
passion about sleep too, eh?
Yeah.
So hey, Miggy, well, before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a marketing professional here in the Philippines. I manage my own marketing agency. And I just recently joined a tech startup as their CMO. So my whole world revolves around marketing. It's what I do during the day, and then Snapchat is what I do during the night. So
There you go, there you go.
Nice.
A lot of the pack drop happens in weird times in the Philippines anyway, so that works out in your favor, right? So
yeah, exactly.
okay, so after last week's interview, me and Jeff and Red, we said, we gotta put a little bit more structure into this because last week parang ano lang, tambay lang eh, di ba? Like we didn't really have a structure. So today with Miggy, we're gonna introduce something very special into the segment. We call it the starting five, and all it is like a little bit of introduction, five pretty easy questions regarding yourself as a NBA
Yeah.
Top Shot investor and as a person. So, Jeff, why don't you give us our starting five question number one?
Okay, so Miggy, tell us about yourself. Like, were you previously an NBA collector, or you collect NBA cards, or a stock investor? So tell us something about you, your work, and how is it related to NBA.
So I'm just a huge NBA fan. I've been one since I'd like to say the third grade, the fourth grade. And I'm a huge Bulls fan. So all the ups and downs that we've had the last few years, I'm all love my Chicago Bulls. And in terms of collectibles, actually I didn't get into the trading cards or anything like that. Um, that's why when I discovered Top Shot, I think it hit me really really hard because it was something that just caught my interest so quickly, and I just haven't looked back.
What got you hooked on Top Shot? If you weren't collecting before, because usually it starts with collecting, diba? I'm not sure with everyone, but usually it starts with collecting. So what got you hooked on Top Shot?
Oh, actually, it's not so much the collectible aspect. It's more of the marketing and the technology. Because a lot of my work is in consumer behavior and technology, specifically in the blockchain, right? And when I saw the intersection and I saw what how it was, that's what excited me, and that's what made me decide that this is something that I wanted to really really immerse myself in. Because maybe it's for a topic for some other time, but Top Shot has introduced me to the whole world of NFTs, which is crazy. If you think
Yeah.
Top Shot is crazy, so we're barely just scratching the surface with
Yeah.
NFTs here.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's what got me hooked. Actually, it wasn't so much the collectible aspect of it. I think that just came naturally after. It was more of what it means in terms of interacting with fans, or how the NBA interacts with fans, and of course the technology around it.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, we'll go to that detail later.
Yeah. Later. Later.
Yes, so
But
you said that Bulls, you're a Bulls fan. So let's talk about your favorite player. Do you have an all-time favorite player, whether he's from Bulls or not from Bulls, or you're just
or
specific,
active or
specific
retired.
about Bulls? Yeah, can be retired.
Oh, okay. First on my list definitely is Derrick Rose. He was the one that really got me hooked to Chicago, and I've just followed his career ever since. So as he jumped around, and well, he found some success in New York now, but they got eliminated. So
Yeah.
hopefully next year is better for them. Yeah, but I'm a huge Rose fan since day one, since he was drafted all the way to now.
Okay, so you told us about yourself, your favorite team, favorite player. What's your most unforgettable memory of like NBA or like basketball?
But okay, so I can't pinpoint one exact memory, but it's just all of the feelings around basketball. So I have a lot of fond memories talking and bonding over basketball with my friends, with my family,
Yeah.
and I think that's what really draws people like us in. Right? It's not just so much the sport; it's the world around it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, just so many things passing through my mind. All of the games that we watched together, all of the hours spending playing 2K, all of
Yeah.
the hours I spend in daily fantasy or fantasy sports. Yeah, it's just I can't name one memory, but it's just the world around the basketball as a
So
sport.
how did you get just started? Like who introduced you and all that stuff. So
This is going to sound so crazy, but so I got on the platform around late February. So that was just at the peak of the bull run that we had. But I first heard of Top Shot earlier in January when my now fiance
oh wow, congrats.
she introduced me to it.
Congrats.
Yeah, she thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. She heard about it from someone at work, and I checked it out, and I looked through it, and I thought it was just interesting. I didn't realize until after a few weeks that wait, they won't be able to do that if they weren't a partner of the NBA. So
Mhm.
it actually it took me a while to come up and sign up on the account, and then yeah, after that I was just hooked. It wasn't even like a slow burn. It was just like wildfire
Oh
from
yeah.
from day one.
Yeah, yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, actually, Red been bugging us maybe like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before we started, and like now, like oh man, like because that was like you said, like that was around the that crazy bull run, right? Like if you go to evaluate market and you try and go back, or I don't think you can anymore, but like or maybe moment ranks can go that far, but if you look, it was a steep incline. It was like to the moon, to the rocket, like it was like a rocket ship, right? So sayang nga, like the 2 weeks that Red was trying to convince us, we could have like, man, we could be sitting pretty right now, right? So, but it is what it is. It's all hindsight. So, and like I said, like during the introduction, I know you're more of an analysis guy. I know you try and have a feel on the pulse of the market. So tell us about like your favorite tools and websites, just so that and explain it in a way that Jeff will understand.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the two main websites that I use is LiveToken and Moment. Yeah, I probably we could link it down in the description below. But yeah, I spend most of my time on those two platforms, and what I look at there mostly is movement in my own account, and more importantly, movement in the market in general, which is what I base a lot of my decisions on. So I spend most of my time on those two websites, primarily just looking at two things: movement in my own account and movement in the market as in general. So yeah, I visit other sites from time to time, but I'd say like 90% of my time is just spent on those two websites.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so so how do you I'm familiar with the two websites. So Live Token, it's more of a tool that was pretty simple. Like it tells you if there's any deals based on liquidation. Ibig sabihin nun, Jeff, like how much moment is in rotation, and then the price. Yun yung comparison. So like let's say something that's very liquid means that there's like hundred or thousands of that moment in the market, and then the price based on
Oh,
comparison sa mga dating na benta or currently uploaded or on the market right now. I think Red familiar with LiveToken too, but like if you're slow, some of those guys are like just quick, like 10 seconds and then it's gone. Like you know what I mean? So like sobrang bilis.
Yeah,
If
I try to snipe sometimes, but then man, they're too fast, and
yeah,
then so I don't even bother right now.
I've known LiveToken for I think a little over a month now, and I've been able to successfully snipe a moment twice. Pero yung moment rank, that one's a little bit more complicated. I use it to just analyze um, my account, but I know they do have like mga charting. Explain a little bit about the charting in moment ranks if you use it, Miggy.
I personally don't look
Oh,
at that a lot, just because my conviction on charting is, um, we haven't hit a point yet where that's a reliable source of information for me. It's a nice reference from past performance, but for me, there's no way yet to be able to tell any future movement because
so
of just the volatility on the platform.
okay, so you don't use charting. I agree. Like last week when we were talking to Dijo and Marvin, I said I agree the same thing. The charting ngayon hindi pa reliable kasi hindi siya on a it's not a live chart. Parang updated siya like what daily or hourly or something. So but sa akin, check ko lang kasi like it kind of gives you a broad overview kung nasan yung market. Is it a green market? Is it a red market? Pag green market, I look right away kung ano yung mga moments na rising, and then I try and look at the news kung bakit yung mga value nila, di ba? But yeah, like sobrang volatile kasi isang news lang, di ba? Biglang you have no handle on it. So collectible details, that's a new one. Jeff,
yeah.
if you look into your or Red, if you guys look into your one of your moment. I don't know. This was released like it wasn't a big announcement when they added this. But if you look into one of your moments and scroll down, they added this feature called Collectible Details. Miggy, maybe you can explain. There's four things in a collectible detail. There's the owned collector, unavailable for purchase, hidden in packs, and burned. And one of those four is something very new. So explain a little bit about those four, please.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, you're right. They didn't make too big of a deal
Yeah.
about it just yet because a lot of this information was actually available on evaluate.info other tools.
Mhm.
So I think they just took away from some of those sites and put it on their own website. So like you said, there are four types that you can look at. So owned means those are the moments that are currently owned by a user. It's in circulation basically. Whether it's for sale or not for sale, it's owned by someone. You can find it on someone's profile. Unavailable for sale means that it's still with Topshot. They have yet to put it into a pack. Whether that pack is out in the market with someone's holding it or they haven't released it yet. So yeah, the way that you look at it is it's still with Topshot basically. They haven't done anything with it. Hidden in packs means exactly that. There are moments that are still hidden in packs, whether those packs are with Topshot or those packs are with someone who are holding onto packs. And then the last thing that's well, still to be determined, like how they're gonna go about it, is the burned feature. So this is something that many people have been clamoring for such a long time. That we should have the ability to burn moments out of existence. So for Jeff, that basically means that we no longer will have that moment available on the platform. So let's say, for example, let's say I'm pure evil and I want to burn the number one out of 40,000 LeBron James
No.
block. I can do that. Uh, I won't though, obviously, but but hypothetically, that's the sentiment. Just the same way that you can burn a physical card out of existence. The idea is at some point they will introduce the same feature
And
on Top Shot.
Miggy, so okay, that I didn't know that. So the collector has the option to burn their card. I thought it was Top Shot. Like let's say yung mga hindi na benta or hindi na release, they can burn the moment. Pero yung like what you're saying is the collector has that option. Is that what you're saying?
No, okay. Right now, it's only Top Shot that has that ability to rid it out of existence. But there's a lot of talk gathering around that function that users will be able to do something to that extent also.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell for sure when that's going to happen, but it's something that they really have to look into also because I I don't want to get too technical here, but it boils down to the philosophy of blockchain, where it's the whole philosophy of blockchain is it has to be decentralized. We as users decide what we want to do with it. So the same way that I can burn and delete Bitcoin out of existence, and no one's ever able to do that again. The same sentiment applies for Top Shot, where ideally, we have full control over it, and if I choose to burn this for whatever reason, I should be able to. But right now, we can't on Top Shot.
And from what I understood is kunyari 40cc or 35 LE moment, kahit mag-burn kunyari ang Top Shot or even let's say user ng say I don't know, say 10,000 moments nung same moment na yon, yung nakasulat dun sa moment na 35 LE or 35 or 40cc, hindi magbabago. They're not gonna lower that count, right?
No. They shouldn't. It's just letting you guys know that at some point in time, there are 35,000 of these in existence.
Yeah.
They're in their packs or they're still with Top Shot, but that's why they have that really nice tab in there to let you guys know where those moments are.
Would that be a good thing for the market? Or for users as well?
In two ways, yes. So the first one is just the scarcity issue. We have, I think the last number was 12 million moments. I don't know, but it's in the millions of moments right now. So we have this problem of there are too many moments in the marketplace. So the idea of potentially burning moments means that we can reduce the scarcity of certain moments. And then the second thing, I think it's just again, I think it's a more philosophical thing that if this is truly on the blockchain, if it's truly decentralized, I should be able to do whatever I want with my moment because it's mine, right? The same way, if I ever do buy like a bunch of physical LeBron cards, and if I'm just a pure hater and I can learn them, I can do that because it's mine. Now, that's not a question if that's a smart decision, right? But it's just the freedom to do that is the point of potentially burning moments.
Anong take mo sa market right now in Top Shot?
Oh, I'm generally happy with where it's going. And sorry, I don't think I got to mention it earlier, but one of the things that I look at when I make a decision is long-term utility. How can my moments increase in value over time? Because Top Shot allows me to use it in a certain way, or it gives me access to something. So, for example, right now, a lot of my moments give me the utility of an increased collector score, which allows me to do drops, right? So that's great. And I think for the longest time, we were all just kind of in this limbo of like, okay, we collect and then what? We collect and then what, right? There's nothing to do with our collection, which is not supposed to be the point. So I'm happy that they've introduced all of these different things to allow us to at least make the experience for ourselves, much more interesting. Although I do understand that for some people it is a little confusing, and I think it bears stressing that we are still in beta, and there are a lot of these changes that are supposed to be happening. But yeah, if you just ask me, I'm having the time of my life. I think the market's a lot of fun right now.
Alam ko very very bullish ka with the NBA Topshot So it's nice to hear that kasi yung mga tropa namin ni Red hindi
I
Wait,
mean, I'm part of that group where it's like I'm not into it as much as I was before. Maybe because before the only reason I was in was because I wanted to make money,
Mm-hmm.
and then now because they limit that part where it's more of a collection now, or like more of collecting instead of like you buying and then selling everything that you have. Uh, I'm more of I'm more in between of where I'm fine if I don't get anything. If I buy a packet and I don't get anything, I'm okay with it. But I guess I'll be happier if I get something and I can sell it for, however much it goes
So,
for.
Siren, ano pa rin, like you're still in it for the quick flip, di ba? I think Miggy and I are on the same page na like we like to collect and then we want to have the big word yun utility, di ba? Yung utility ng mga moments. So Miggy, maybe share a little bit about the hard court that's supposed to be coming, off season.
Yeah. So one of the things that they've been talking about in terms of how we can, you know, have utility for our product, or sorry, for our moments, is a mobile game that they're calling Hardcore. There are little to no details about it yet. We don't know how it's going to work. We just know that it's going to be a mobile app first game, and that it's going to utilize a lot of our moments. And yeah, that should be really interesting. Just because, again, I think the utility aspect of your moments is what will get more people hooked. And the more ways you can give users opportunities to use their moments in whatever way that they want, I think is good for the platform.
I have a question about that. Like with me, like I'm asking, like, representing all the newbies in the top shot. So like with me, I have these moments that I'm not familiar with the players, or some stats are not good, some moments are not good. I mean, how can I utilize those moments, especially that I'm zero, like not I'm a zero, but I'm super fresh with all the information I'm getting. So how do I make money out of it, or how do I play with this market game? Like if you have any advice for me, or how do I do this to be able to maintain being in the top shot? Yung kumbaga yung enthusiasm ko not to go down and to keep in this market, because there are things that I don't understand. Like I have a $1 worth of moment, and what am I gonna do with it, diba? So if you have any like idea or advice, like can give me.
I think it all starts with the vision of Top Shot, and to me, if I were just to be really honest, this is what has me bullish about it. The vision of Top Shot is very ambitious. It's to be the currency of NBA fandom, right? Where you have a tangible measure of how big of a fan you are of certain teams or the NBA in general. That's the big ambitious goal, and I love that so much, just because I think we're seeing the next wave of fan engagement with regular fans and sports leagues. And then, like I said, this is my industry. I'm in marketing. I'm in technology, and a platform like this just sets a crazy amount of precedence for what's possible in the realm of marketing and tech. So for users, I think it just bears saying that you have to understand that this is not a 1 year thing. This is going to outlive all of us. This is a 50-year thing, and we're in year one and a half into it, right? And understanding that, I think, puts a lot more context into what you do. Now, for beginners such as yourself, Jeff, I don't think it should be something that you tell yourself that, okay, I'm not a big NBA fan, so I don't deserve to be here. It's quite the opposite. I mean, the reason why they are building this is to get more NBA fans, or introduce a new way to interact with NBA fans. You have so many, for example, people in the crypto space that were not NBA fans at all, and now suddenly they're huge fans, just because they were introduced to the sport in a way that was easier for them to understand. And it's the same thing with other users. So I feel like this is the technology that's going to get people in to the NBA. The same way that I started out, just browsing through the internet and discovering my favorite players there. this is the next wave of that. And to me, both new fans and hardcore fans should feel welcome here.
I'll chime in too. Jeff, I guess for me, yung sa question mo kasi, um, you almost have to throw that back at yourself. Like, ano ba yung end goal? Ano ba yung end game mo dun sa Top Shot? Like, are you a collector? Like Miggy. I think Miggy has completed the Charlotte Hornets, Chicago Bulls, Utah Jazz.
I have 6 teams currently. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, six
Wow.
teams.
Yeah. Yeah. 6 teams.
Man, that's crazy. Pero so for you, Jeff, siguro kung ano yung end goal mo, are you trying to look for, are you trying to make big, like a quick buck, are you a flipper? Then if that's the case, then you have to know when to sell and then when to buy. If you are a collector, first off, collect the team or maybe the player that you want. So it's really up to you.
Well, if we're gonna talk about end goal, I think I would probably want to do both, like collect and also make money from it. But syempre collect, well, yun nga lang, yung mga gusto kong i-collect, mga retired players na old moments na hindi pa ako pwede.
Not to say that it's impossible to make money or to make profit here on Top Shot right now. They've made it just very difficult to do that. It's not like before where it was just so easy to make money. It's possible. And I don't think you're any less of a collector if you're thinking that. But yeah, it's just at the moment it's not built for that. There's still a lot of luck required to do the pack flipping or the profit making here at the moment. Right?
Yeah, and I agree. Like maybe like in February, that was easy. But right now it's super hard. Like you gotta be constantly looking for like sniping moments, and the 5% that Dapper takes doesn't help, right? So yeah.
Oh, for sure. Remember when I withdrew my money? That 5% was like that hit me. I thought I was gonna make, or I thought I was gonna be able to get most of the money that I made, but then that 5% actually hit.
Oh yeah. Speaking of flipping moments, anong strategy ni Miggy for buying and exit strategy? Do you because you're not really a flipper, but you must have a strategy on buying moments.
Oh yeah, this I wanna hear.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm first and foremost a long-term guy. I'm on this platform for the long haul, and I only sell moments just to buy more. So if you look at my moment ranks, it won't lie. It will tell you that I've really held on to most of my moments, and I've only sold the ones that I needed to sell to buy more. Um, in terms of an actual strategy, though, I always just look for what is on the horizon in terms of utility. So, to give you an example, when the playoff packs came out, I thought that a lot of the moments were so ridiculously underpriced, and I thought that people don't seem to realize that these moments are going to be in challenges. So I was actually able to pick up the entire Boston, Brooklyn, Lakers, and Phoenix set for the challenges within the first 2 hours of that playoff drop, and like now it's sitting pretty in my collection. I see a lot of green here because again I anticipate that, and
How
I'm
much?
able to do that because I'm so immersed into the platform.
How much mo
Sorry.
sila na pick up yung moments?
Oh, okay. So just to give you an example, Ben McLemore, I got at 18. He's at 51 now. Devin
What?
Booker at 33. He's at 79.
Crazy.
Kevin Durant at 70. I knew where those players were at in terms of their other moments, and I just thought, all right, these moments are severely underpriced, right? So I'm just gonna pick up a few of them. I had my eyes set out on the AD and Tatum challenge from the very beginning. So
Oh, yeah.
now today, right? They launched it today. I just had to pick up just a few more common moments.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pick up any more playoff moments.
Nice.
I'm not afraid to. I guess like I'm not afraid to be wrong. That's just the kind of person that I am. I will put myself out there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, then I'm right. Right. So, and I think people appreciate that. And I just continue to do that. So yeah, just message me anytime.
Yeah.
But take my advice always with a grain of salt.
Predictions. What do you think? Coming out of beta, marketplace S3, anong bold prediction. We're not gonna laugh kung mali. But ikaw being a bullish and a speculator, anong prediction mo with the Top Shot?
So far, I think they've outdone themselves during these playoffs. So I expect that to continue up until the finals. We might see some sluggishness activity right after that, but based on the last updates that they gave just yesterday, so I was able to read through the notes. It seems like they have some really interesting stuff for us in the off season. Which, I mean, for Jeff, just so that you know, the off season is usually just it's dead in the NBA world. I mean, we have like this
You
long lag of like we don't know what to do and stuff. So yeah. So they seem like they know that also, and it should be really interesting. And then for S3, there are going to be 50K and 100K CC moments. Those are
Oh.
imminent. Having moments that like at that level. So you guys have to look at these 12K LE, 35K LE, and you're gonna have to realize like these are these are rare compared to the numbers coming out next year, right? So now's a good time to just accumulate the players that you want. Just because next year, when they finally turn on the marketing machine and we have a full season with their new team, it's gonna get crazy.
But okay, I know you gotta go, so we're going to the final segment ng show. Red, you wanna start that up?
Yeah. We call this the final four. So we have four questions. The first one being is, what is your first moment that you bought a Top Shot or in the marketplace?
The very first one that I bought, if I'm not mistaken, was a Bradley Beal handles moment. The 15K LE. He's one of my favorite.
How much was
players,
it?
So I picked him up immediately. I mean, like that was it's like 120.
No.
Wow.
That was during the bull run, so I thought it was a
120?
good purchase. Yeah.
Did you keep it,
'cause at the time, that
Miggy?
was the smallest. Yeah, so with me. It's my reminder that
Okay.
Wow!
the things that
And how
we
much
love
is it? How much is
during
it worth? How much is it worth?
like $10.
Yeah, what's your favorite moment in your collection? Do you have one?
Definitely. No doubt. I have the LeBron All-Star Game moment. I
Mm.
pulled that out from a pack. And that still is my favorite one by far.
Anong serial number?
906 out of
Oh,
2021.
nice. Not bad.
Wow!
There
You
you
still
go.
have it? You still have that moment?
I do.
Favorite nga eh. Ito naman si Jeff eh.
That's what I'm
Hihingin mo
gonna
pa
use
eh.
as a
Oh, pwede mo namang pakulan
Alam ko na yung ugali ni Jeff eh. Hihingin niya yun eh. So, I'm saving you, Miggy. Alright, third question on our final four. What is your CS or number of moments in your portfolio? Kung ayaw mong i-share yung CS mo.
Oh yeah, no, my account is public knowledge. So right now I'm at 8,300.
That's with the bonus?
And I have 215. Yeah, that's with the bonus.
And 216. Cool.
What's the lowest serial that you have in your collection?
I just pulled that one. I have DeAndre Ayton, the playoff moment, at 222
Nice.
out of 1,200.
Nice.
Nice.
Red, ikaw? Anong lowest serial mo?
Mine is number 10.
Oh yeah! This guy didn't record it! Oh my gosh.
It was from a $9 pack.
It was a rebound pack.
I picked up. It was a rebound pack after the dunk one, the throwdown one. I pulled the guy that played Jones, the guy that played for Sacramento, Atlanta, and the Lakers this year. So I pulled him a number 10 serial number. I flipped him. I was thinking of just keeping him. Because it's not worth a lot because it's a no-name player.
And it was 40,000 CC, I
flipped him
think.
for 150. Yeah, something like that. But it was a number 10. Flipped him for $150. I was happy with that because it was from a $9 pack.
No, for sure, for sure. And
That's not bad.
as a flipper, of course, that's what you're into, right? So,
Yep.
of course. Final question of the final four championship. You know, the last one standing. Jeff, why don't you give us that last question?
So, what can people do right now to set themselves up for success in the future in NBA Top Shot? This what I want to know.
This is a platform built for collectors, and it's going to be like that for a really long time. So, the money making is okay. Learning about NBA is okay, but I think first and foremost, if you approach this with the collector's mind, you're going to have fun regardless of whether or not your portfolio is green or red.
Yes.
Miggy, we'd like to thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate, even though Jeff screwed it up. I know it's not gonna be the first and the last time we're gonna have you in here. And again, shout out to our host, Jeff. Thank you for letting me get in the driver's seat on this one kasi talagang sobrang excited akong to do this interview with Miggy. So again, thank you very much, Miggy, for your time. And again, we'll see you back very very soon. So any final word, plug? Give us, where can we see you? Where can we find you? And yeah.
Yeah, so I create content weekly around NBA Topshot. You can find me on YouTube. That's just Azurin. Find my channel there, and I'm active in the group chat every day. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm always happy to answer.
Twitter, Instagram, anything?
You can find me on Instagram too, Miggy Azurin. That's fine also, but YouTube is better. I need the subs.
Thank you. Me, I learned again a lot, like really a lot, and I look into Top Shot like different from how I did it yesterday. So I learned a lot, and thank you so much again. Also, thank you, Kuya F.
For sure.
Red. This is what you have. Every week we will try to upload videos for you. Now we're gonna cater to more like for not only for newbies but for collectors, and yun lang. So for the win. Okay, game.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.